Oh, my mic was muted. Um, YouTube says live streaming isn't available right now, but obviously I'm on here. I think. Kane, right away. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Let's go is right. Somebody in the comments, let me know if you can see me and hear me, because YouTube says that. Okay, cool. Yeah, YouTube says live streaming is not available right now. Like, still says it on my screen, but obviously you guys can hear me and see me. So, Orkar, Dad's a little camera shy. He doesn't know if he wants to do this. Still thinks it's kind of weird. Guys, thank you everybody that was in that premiere. I'm not going to lie, I didn't know if there were going to be a lot of people in there for that. It's such a specific niche of music that I didn't know if that many people were into Arion, but I guess they are, because that was awesome. Yeah. Orkar eventually I'll have employees, hopefully. We'll see how it goes. Everett, my dad's 50-50 on it. He might pop in. He still thinks this is a little strange. He's being a little camera shy, so we'll see. It is weird, so I know, right? I mean, I'm sitting in a room with a camera talking to a bunch of different people. Ronnie, how do you know you're older than my dad? Are you just that confident? My dad's in his 60s. Yeah, KCF, I know. That was one of the more high up there numbers of viewers I've had in a live premiere. And for Prague, that's huge. Keep seeing people saying Chase. Is Chase in here? I haven't seen Chase. Good evening from Germany. Welcome. You're in Germany. I'm not. What's happening tomorrow? Asks Max. Tomorrow, I'm doing a band that some people requested, and I decided, like, I'm going to do something a little less common. I am reacting to a band called Beyond Creation, and it blew my mind. Like, stunned. It was amazing. Yeah, 11:30 my time tomorrow, Beyond Creation, and it's something else, man. If you've never heard of them, you need to check it out. So yeah, you're a few years older than my dad, Ronnie. It's all good, though. Captain Rojo, you're not really... Whoa, Dan! I don't know what to say with stuff like this, man. Like, it is not necessary, but that is so appreciated. Dan Burrito just contributed to the channel with $50. Dude, that means so much to me. And like I said, it's not expected. It's not necessary. I'm never going to ask you guys for money. Like, I love doing this. And I love that I'm discovering new music. But Dan, that is awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Everybody give him a round of applause in the chat, however you can, necessary. You know, Cristobal, I'm kind of hoping that. I'm kind of hoping by doing some of these bands like other people. I've already seen comments from people in these videos that are like, I've never heard of this band and this is awesome. So it's cool that I get to discover these bands with you guys. Andy, yeah, that band blew my mind. Like, it was insane. There were many times in that video where I was just sitting there with my mouth open. Like, you guys are gonna love it, I promise. Thank you, Dan, once again. Seriously. Awesome. What has been my favorite new discovery so far? Asks Dave. Man, I mean, there's quite a few. Obviously Nightwish, because I had never actually listened to them, even though I've heard of them. And I love it. Obviously, I have a whole day of the week where I'm doing Nightwish video. Nightwish is up there. Winter Sun is up there. Arion is up near the top now. Arion is sitting with Winter Sun and Nightwish for me right now. For my personal taste with the super brutal heaviness, Orbit Culture is up there for sure. But top 3 right now, Ginger's up there too. Top 3 is probably in no order. It's probably Nightwish, Winter Sun, and Arion. But it's hard, man. There hasn't been anything I've seen on this channel yet that I've like disliked. And I know a lot of people gave me a hard time for Love Bites. I said like that didn't do much for me. I didn't dislike it. I just didn't love it. But I'm going to be listening to more of them in the future. A lot of people said I got to see that band live. Am I going to be able to check out Cloud Factory live? Of course. I mean, I'm going to keep doing Ginger. I think the most highly recommended one right now has been Who's Gonna Be the One? I believe it was called. I can pretty much say with a guarantee that that one's going to be next whenever I get back to Ginger. Ronnie says check out Beyond the Black. I have heard Beyond the Black and Beast in Black both recommended a ton lately. Gustav, Firespawn. I saw that name come up a few times in the last couple weeks. Hello from the UK. Yeah. Shadow of Intent has got to happen. I have heard a lot of people say for what I like heavy-wise that band just crushes. Juliet, I am going to do more Orbit Culture soon. More Spirit Box as well. Shrine of Malice. I don't think I've heard of that, Amanda. I'll check that out. Epica will join my list soon. It will. Epica is going to happen within a week from now. It has to. I promise that. I'm definitely going to be doing more Crystal Lake as well. I've heard one of their songs is like so brutal and I need to do it. Did I listen to Sabaton yet? Yes, I've done a reaction to Bismarck and I have so many recommendations. Sabaton was going to be another one I was going to revisit for a second time this week. I just need to know which song because there's been 2 or 3 that were really highly recommended. Have I heard about the French band Gojira? This is messed up. I know who Gojira is. Like, I know they're huge. I see their name on every metal festival bill, all that. I've never listened to them yet. And it feels like a band that I should have. And the reason that I know what their music kind of sounds like is because I've heard guys on tour that I tour with sound check their riffs and stuff. And I'm like, oh, what is that? And they're like, oh, it's Gojira. And I'm like, okay, I'll like that. So Gojira is going to happen on the channel soon. Riverside or Pain of Salvation. I have not heard of either. Spirit Box is better than I Wrestled a Bear Once. For me personally, I agree. I like Spirit Box better, for sure. Jessica, that's one of the Sabatons that was recommended a ton. Within Temptation featuring Exhibit, like Pimp My Ride Exhibit. Sounds interesting. I could do that. Ghost Division, that's another one I've heard a ton. Live concert streams in my radar. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do a live concert stream because a lot of them you have to pay for. And I don't mind paying for it. What the point I'm trying to make is I think I might get in trouble if I react to a live concert stream that had a paid ticket. I'm not sure though. Mr. Ben Show says Maximum the Hormone reactions are always welcome. The only problem with Maximum the Hormone, I love that band. I've seen every video they've done. You would not get an authentic reaction out of me with that because I'm so familiar with them. I love them. Silvera by Gojira. That's one that I've heard a ton. Dimmu Borgir reaction. See, that's another band I'm super familiar with. Like, it wouldn't really be an authentic first-time listen, but I've seen some live videos posted on my channel, and I've never seen them live. So it would be cool to do a live video of Dimmu. I could do that. Yes! I remember you saying you and your daughter were going to do some reaction stuff. Yeah, hit me up when you do that, man. I would love to check that out. Pendulum featuring In Flames. Kane. That's actually how I discovered Pendulum. Because I'm such a big In Flames fan. And then I started listening to all their stuff and I love them. Flying Whales by Gojira, that's another one. A band with Tank and Chase, when is that happening? That could be more realistic than you think, honestly. We could start sending music back and forth. That would be super fun. Wow, this chat's going fast. Exhibit did a song with Alice Cooper. I was not aware of that. 3 quick questions from musician to musician. Fender or Gibson? Ooh, that's really hard. 6 strings or 7, 4 strings or 5. I gotta say Gibson, only because I love Les Pauls and I love Explorers. 6 or 7 strings. I'm gonna say 7. For me, I like having that low B there, especially Fear Factory got me into 7-string playing. Before I had my shoulder surgery, I was playing a lot of old school Fear Factory here. Way easier on a 7-string. 4 or 5-string bass? 4, actually. And I say that because I don't think I'm good enough at bass to go 5 strings. I always played 4 strings. Orcar, you could absolutely be our manager. I trust you enough with that. See, a question says, are you thinking of reacting to Baby Metal? Yes, I am. And it's probably going to happen soon. I've had quite a few recommendations on different songs. I just need to figure out which one and do it. That may be one that happens this week, to be honest, because I've been putting it off for so long. Elvady, yes, I need to get... I'm familiar with them, but I haven't heard all of their stuff, so... Mariposa says, my request to Chase was fantastic. Thank you. I figured Chase would love 12-Foot Ninja, and if you guys haven't seen, Chase and I did recommendations to each other, and I had him react to 12-Foot Ninja for the first time, and it was awesome. Andy, I've actually never owned an Ibanez. Actually, that's a lie. That acoustic is an Ibanez, but as far as guitars and basses, like electric guitars, I've never owned an Ibanez or worked on one. So... I have no experience with them. I really like ESPs and LTDs for feel. Like, I like that a lot. Amorphous and Powerwolf. That's definitely happening soon, Max. I promise. Halloween is going to happen soon. It's interesting. Somebody told me recently, they're like, if Blind Guardian are like the legends of power metal, they're like, Halloween are the godfathers of power metal. So I'm like, okay, like, if that's the case... Fraser Edwards. I am not familiar. Ooh, I usually don't like saying this. The Ting Ting says, please check out Polyphia. I did. That video will come out this week. It was not what I was expecting. It blew my mind. I loved it. You need to react to Powerwolf. I will. Favorite black metal band? It's a hard one, man. There's so much good stuff. In the interest of being like a purist about it, which I don't like to be, but I want to pull off like an obscure name, I've been listening to Marduk a lot lately. Am I familiar with the UK band Celosis or Celosis? I'm not. Obviously, I can't pronounce their name right. I'm not familiar. Consider streaming Learn the Setlist in 48 hours. I would not stream that because it's not mine to stream, but I have watched it and it was amazing. It's kind of a familiar story for me. When I joined my first band, I was not the original bass player in my band that I was in before I became a roadie, but it was kind of a similar situation. I joined, and within like my first 3 days of being in the band, I had to learn a headlining set list to do a show with like 2 or 3 days notice. Juliet, I love Behemoth. In fact, when I just saw Slayer, Lamb of God, and Behemoth like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago, I think Behemoth put on the best show of that concert. Like, I love Behemoth. I've not heard of Nervosa. Okay, it's funny. I see somebody said classic stuff. Judas Priest, AC/DC, Iron Maiden. I was thinking about doing like Flashback Fridays and only doing videos from like pre-90s. So it'd be a lot of bands like that. If you guys would be interested in that, let me know. Like, or let's say we're 20 years past this point. So let's say pre-2000s only. Like, so Fridays would be specifically for just music from 20 years ago or more. What is Claire's favorite metal band? So Claire's my wife, for those of you that don't know. Probably Maximum the Hormone, I think. We have very different musical tastes, and she's starting to get into metal, and she loves Maximum the Hormone. Oh, this is going so fast. Juliet says, will I be at Behemoth? I did not know they were doing a live stream. When? Where? I'll look it up. Deep Purple. I would do like a made in Japan video if I could find one. Personal favorite guitar riffs. God. Those are hard questions. Really hard questions. Because if I say a couple now, I'm gonna remember a couple 2 hours from now. Right off the top of my head, like, so Slayer, the most iconic riff is Raining Blood. I actually like the riff from Disciple more. 5 Minutes Alone by Pantera. I like the riff in Burn by Deep Purple a lot. I would do the new Foxy Shazam. Guys, I don't just like metal. Like, I'll react to anything else. So, like, if you ever want to see me, I mean, I'm not going to react to, like, Taylor Swift or Kanye West or anything, but, like, I'll do other genres other than metal. The nicest band to roadie for? There's a couple. I very much enjoyed working with Walk Off the Earth. If you're not familiar, they're a group from outside of Toronto. They are wonderful human beings, fantastic people, and I love them to death. Faith No More was another great group to be out with. They were wonderful people. I have very much enjoyed, for the past 5 years, guitar teching for Dustin Lynch and his band. They are great people. Pat Benatar, Neil Giraldo, fantastic people. Enjoyed them a lot too. How about some couples reaction videos? I'm still trying to convince my wife to do that. Like, that's the funny thing is, like, she doesn't think that anybody wants to see that. Like, but I think people would be into it. It'd be fun. That's where I could pull up something I already know, like something like Demolisher by Slaughter to Prevail, and be like, hey, honey, sit down and watch this. That would be hilarious. $7 p.m. in Germany, 12 p.m. here. I still got a full day ahead of me. Do I like Placebo? I can't say I'm familiar. I can't give you a yes or no on that. Saw Pantera open for Skid Row? That's ridiculous. Oh, I love Machine Head, dude. Hell Alive is actually one of my favorite live albums ever. Like, it sounds so good. Blackmore's Night for Flashback Friday. I'm really familiar with Blackmore's Night. That is some good stuff. Despised Icon. That would qualify as a Flashback Friday, wouldn't it? Someday we might meet the misses on here. The Art is Murder. Everett, I'm too familiar with them. I've seen and heard like everything they've done. I mean, if I find some live videos, I can do that. But like in terms of music videos and like authentic first time reactions, I've heard them way too much. I actually rip Thy Art is Murder really loud in my guitar station on tour. And being in the country world, it's kind of funny. I get some weird looks. Yeah, Kane, I did, I can't remember the name of the song I did. I did Unleash the Archers, and I know they have a new album out, so I'm going to be doing more of that soon. Austrian Death Machine, that would be funny. I'm really familiar with that, too. Parasite Inc., I have not heard of. Killswitch with Jesse or Howard? Howard. That's just my personal taste. Now, I will say, I have not listened to Killswitch in a while. Michael Kennedy, thank you, dude. I just saw that pop up. Much appreciated, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the support. It helps the channel a ton. Going back to that question, Killswitch with Jesse or Howard. I liked that first album with Jesse on it. Loved it. Some of my favorite songs are on there. But for me, my personal taste, I think they're a better band with Howard, but that's just my personal opinion. Japan. Definitely need to do that. Andy, I have not listened to that song yet, but I love both Tech Nine and Corey Taylor, so I could do that. I just saw somebody say, howdy, Chase Carnison. Is Chase in here? I haven't even seen him. Yes, I do like Pink Floyd. Am I familiar with Summoning? I am not. I would do Tool and Flashback Friday. I'd probably have to find something live. I'm way too familiar with their music. Job for a Cowboy. Man, I loved that stuff when it first came out. It was just so ridiculous. I don't know if my wife's ever heard Job for a Cowboy. It does rip still. I love it. I actually listened to it maybe a couple months ago in my car and was just like, oh, I forgot about how good this is. 3 countries where I've never been but want to go. That's a cool question. Brazil. I've never been. I've actually never been to South America on tour or otherwise. The furthest south I've been is in the Americas is Mexico. Brazil, Argentina, Russia. I want to go visit Russia. Patrick says, do you know the band? Is it Decane? Dekean? I thought it said Dokken at first, and I was going to be like, yeah, I know Dokken. No, I don't know that band. Everybody says Chase is here, but I still haven't seen him. Where are you hiding, Chase? What bands don't you like? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Nobody really asks that. So there are some bands that I just personally like. If it comes on, oh, Chase. Chase has to contribute to the channel to tell me he loves me. Thank you, Chase. Juliet, Liquid Tension Experiment. That would be cool. I love them. Going back to that question, what bands don't you like? So just to keep it like easy, like these are bands like if they came on the radio, I'd probably turn them off. Evanescence is number 1. I mean, that's like, I don't like them. I just don't like the sound. Amy's got a talented voice. I won't take that away. It's just personal taste. I don't like their music. I love Rammstein. I see that comment. Five Finger Death Punch is another one. Don't dig it. I don't get it. I don't dig it that much. What I will say though is, again, that's just personal musical taste. Their old bass player Matt is a good friend of mine. I love him dearly. And every time I've encountered Five Finger Death Punch on tour and at festivals, they were super great, nice people. I just personally don't enjoy their music. What else? U2. I don't like U2. I just don't. I did, however, see them in concert on the 360 tour, and it was one of the best concerts I've ever seen. I do like their album War. I just don't really like anything else. Those are like 3 that I can think of off the top of my head. I love We Butter the Bread with Butter already. Esme says Five Finger Death Punch sounds like frat boy metal. If I'm being honest, I wouldn't say frat boy metal. I would say tough guy metal. Like, it's the kind of stuff that like dudes that are trying to be hard. That's like, not them. I'm just saying the people that listen to that are like tough guys that are trying to start fights and stuff. I just don't get into that. They're good. I've seen them play live. They're great musicians. I just personally can't get into the music. That's all. Kane, the Eagles. I love the Eagles. I've never seen the Eagles live, but I have seen Joe Walsh. What is the best bass player in history? History? This is a personal opinion question. There are many insanely talented bass players. For me, though, my personal taste, nothing gets better than Les Claypool. I love Les Claypool and everything he does. I am aware of Manowar. I've heard some of their music maybe in passing, but I've never actually, like Amon Amarth. I know I've heard their music, but I've never sat down and actually listened to it. So maybe I could do Manowar. That would be cool. What did I listen to growing up? Who influenced me the most? Cristobal. So growing up, my dad raised me on classic rock and blues, Led Zeppelin, the Rolling Stones, Deep Purple. And then we listened, a lot of blues, Muddy Waters, Eric Clapton, Stevie Ray Vaughan, stuff like that. At a young age, I got introduced to metal though. So throughout my early adolescence and teenage years, it was metal. I was actually the ignorant metalhead that was in high school. I was like, if it doesn't have bass, double bass and screaming in it, I'm not watching it or listening to it. I was that guy. Logan, Captain Rojo, dude. That's an odd price. Is that like a pizza price? Is that the inside joke here? Dude, you are amazing, man. You've been here since the beginning, and I love you to death, dude. Thank you so much. Everybody, Captain Rojo contributed to the channel. Please thank him. And for those of you that are kind of new and maybe haven't been here, we have a Discord server that Chase and I have together, and a lot of the people in here are on there, and we chat all the time about other things than music, like sports, video games, whatever. If you would like to join that Discord, if you go to the About Me section in my YouTube channel, there's a link to it, and you can join it, and we're on there chatting all the time. I have seen so many comments for Nanowar of Steel lately. I need to check that out. Julia says Murderface is the most brutal bass player. Oh, I feel like an idiot that I didn't say that first. That's great. Yeah, Maximum the Hormone's bass player. That dude, the first time I ever heard Maximum the Hormone, that was the first thing that stood out. I was like, this guy slaps. He's good. So Jay, weird thing. I've heard Iron Maiden in passing. I've never really sat down and listened to their music. Power metal has become a new thing for me later in life. I never really got into that style of metal until the last few years. So obviously I need to take an Iron Maiden trip. Sandra says she got to see Stevie Ray Vaughan live once. You are lucky. That's actually, if I could choose anybody, alive or dead or anything to see live, it's very close between Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan. I think I'd go with Stevie Ray Vaughan. Andy asks, what was the first metal record you purchased for yourself? That was Demanufacture by Fear Factory. Chase will be in the Discord as well. I love you, Chase. Jacqueline, thanks for being here. Enjoy dinner. Kane, the Flyers are looking good, man. Dude, I watched that Dallas-Colorado game last night and was kind of shocked. Dallas looks like they got a lot more fight in them than I thought they were going to have against Colorado. I mean, they looked solid last night. Marco's a phenomenal bass player too, obviously. Just personal taste and cool stuff going on, just Les Claypool's work. Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers, another one, phenomenal. Me and That Man, yeah, I've actually heard Nurgle's side project. It's pretty cool. I love it because it's not what you would expect from him. I see a comment that says, I saw Randy Rhoads live and Cliff Burton. Oh, God, I'm jealous. Papa Herf asked, do I follow the NFL? Yes. I mean, not as much as I used to. I'm a diehard Chicago Bears fan, and we've sucked for a long time now. So, yeah, I'll follow them, but I'm not I'm nowhere near as into football, American football, as I am hockey. Logan, thank you again, dude. You don't have to do that. When Chase hits 100K, are you down to get matching tattoos? If me and Chase hit 100K on YouTube, I will get matching tattoos with you as well, for sure. Hell, I'll probably fly Chase out here and we can all do it together. Esme asked opinions on Static X. That was one of my favorite bands when I was in high school. Like the first time I heard Wisconsin Death Trip, fell in love. And Machine was a huge album for me when I was in high school. Like a go-to before like wrestling and football games and stuff. I would listen to that album to get fired up. Yeah, Logan, listen to Orkar. Everett asks after the burial. Funny thing about them, I used to work at a venue outside Chicago when I was younger, and I saw After the Burial like when they first started, and I loved it, and I still like all their stuff. Like when Lost in the Static came out fairly recently, dude, I was jamming to that, man. I'll get a ginger vampire tat. 100K? All right, 100K. I'll get a ginger vampire tat. Bears fan, I'm out here. Okay, Pennywise, what do you like, the Packers? Get out of here. Orkar, don't get people riled up. I don't want to. I appreciate when people contribute to this channel so much, but like, it's not necessary. Like, I don't want you guys to have to pay to see my dad. That just feels weird. Feels like he's like a stripper or something. Gee, oh, and it started. Greetings from Poland. Thank you so much for that, man. That's, you can tell, like, I'm still weirded out by this, kinda. Like, this is phenomenal. And Chase jumps in again. Crowdsource the design for the tattoos. And yes, we need to collab more. That was really fun last Friday. We should do that. All right, everybody. If Chase and I hit 100K subscribers on YouTube, both of us, we'll get a crowd design going and we will get tattoos. Now, I'm not letting you pick where, because you guys would probably make me do it right here or something. I see Red Wings fan. Man, I miss the Red Wings Blackhawks rivalry. I really do. Ever since they moved conferences, it hasn't been the same. Logan, stop. Logan just contributed again. Captain Rojo, thank you. You don't need to do that, dude. Jacob, I'm a fan of the Chicago Blackhawks, but I also have some friends that play for other teams, so I do follow other teams as well. Right now, I'm cheering for the Flyers. I have a buddy that plays for the Flyers, and I would love to see him win a cup. I know I need to get a Patreon. You know what? After I finish editing today's video that's going to come out this week, which is alien weaponry, by the way, I'll get my Patreon going. I know I need to do that. And I appreciate that so many of you are willing to jump on that. Like, that's awesome. That allows me to do more content and to keep doing it this much. I'm pretty familiar with Dream Theater. I haven't listened to a lot of their stuff lately, but I love Dream Theater. Kane says I should get a literal tank. I think that would cost a lot of money. That would be fun, though. Maybe I can make, like, my car, my SUV, I can, like, put cardboard boxes around it, make it look like a tank, and drive it around the neighborhood. That would make for a good video. Gundam Edge asks, is Chris Chelios a Blackhawk or a Red Wing in your mind? Man, that's so weird. I mean, Blackhawk to me, for sure. But he's got just as great of a history on the Red Wings. So I guess it would depend on who you ask. To me, he's a Blackhawk. I mean, when I was a kid going to games, my dad would take me to Chelly's Chili, his restaurant, before the games. Like, he's a Blackhawk to me. I actually saw him somewhat recently. Him and Jeremy Roenick, they were at a show that we did last summer. And I saw them backstage. I didn't get to talk to him, but they were standing like 2 feet away from my workstation when I was working on guitars. Okay, yes, I'm reacting to Alien Weaponry, but I'm not going to tell you the song. I don't want to give it away yet. You probably can guess what it is, but I'm not going to give it away yet. Oh, Inaluki. I just saw that. Sorry. Thank you again, buddy. Yes, I will get Patreon up. I will. Flyers finally got a goalie. Dude, Carter Hart looks good, man. He's good. Panzer Tank tattoo. Dark Shadow Logan, yeah, Orcar told me about that. He said Subscribe Star was a big one. So I may do both. The idea of having two seems kind of weird to me, but I might do both and see which one people like more and then just stick to that one. I don't know yet. Wait, Sabaton has a tank in their live shows? Like, literally? Oh, we gotta watch some live Sabaton. James Bacon, thank you, buddy. Yeah, it's been fun since the start, man. Been learning a lot. Videos are hopefully getting better. My editing's getting better. I never knew how to video edit before I started this channel. Ooh, a tank girl tattoo. I could do that. Sandra, exactly. That's actually one of the things I noticed about that band. I kind of compared it to Soulfly and Sepultura. Like, their culture is very prominent in their music, and that's so cool that they're proud of that, and they make it front and center in their music. It's awesome. Ting Ting says, whose gear on tour did you envy or want the most? Ooh, that's an interesting question. Let me think about it. The drummer sits in a tank. The drummer for Sabaton, Floor's husband, sits in a tank while he drums. I'll watch that. I'll absolutely watch that. Whitechapel. Jeremy, I love Whitechapel. Like, there's nothing I could see by them that would, like, it wouldn't be authentic. Nothing would blow me away like it did the first time I heard it, because I've heard so much of their stuff. They're actually from a couple hours away from here in Knoxville. In fact, for anybody that doesn't know that likes Whitechapel, I assume if you like Whitechapel, you know, but their logo, that saw blade, the 3 stars in it like that, that's part of the state flag of Tennessee. Definitely doing Bandmade soon as well. Inaluki, thank you for that compliment, man. I don't know how to respond to that. I'm not good at taking compliments from people. I just do what I can and try and do it the best I can and try not to compare myself to anybody else. Don't get me wrong, I've watched other videos and I've seen what people do, but it's not so much to copy what they're doing, it's just to see what I don't want to do. So that means a lot that you think that highly of my editing. I appreciate that, because I've only been editing videos since I started this channel. So it's been 5 weeks, something like that. Storm Corrosion. I've never heard of them, James. I'll check that out. I would do old school Sepultura. I haven't really listened to them since Max left the band, to be honest. Like, all the stuff I listen to is still like Roots and Chaos AD and stuff like that. I would drive to Knoxville and interview Phil. Arch Enemy. I'm familiar with newer Arch Enemy, but not older stuff. So maybe I could check out some older Arch Enemy. Wardruna is another band that keeps coming up. I need to get to that. Also, I think the Wagaki band was another one that keeps coming up as well. Erwin, thank you, man. Have a great dinner. What is that? Is it Orden Ogan? Not familiar. Thank you, Mariposa. I'm glad people can see that. Like, I didn't get to see it, but I heard that Ronnie Riadke reacted to my Falling in Reverse reaction. And I heard he was very nice, but I did hear that he said he didn't believe that it was the first time I was hearing Falling in Reverse. Which is funny because I know he's not going to watch the rest of my videos on my channel, but like if he did, he would know. Like I tell you guys when I know who a band is, and I'll tell you like I know I could do a reaction to Rammstein and just be like, "Hey guys, this is my first time hearing Rammstein," and the views would go up. I can't do that. I'd be lying. I already know that band and love them. Sean asked, "Do I like Soulfly?" I love Soulfly. Trying to think. Their first few albums for me, like I was like high school age, like, oh, it's so good. Back to the Primitive is probably my favorite, for sure. Angel says, morning, where are you? I am in Nashville, Tennessee. It's not quite morning, it's 12:40, so it's afternoon. Yeah, I guess I should come up with a better name for these live streams every week on Sunday, because it's not really morning. And it doesn't feel right to have coffee this late anymore. Logan, thank you for being here, dude. I'll see you on Discord later. I love you, buddy. Yeah, everybody's been telling me about the Sabaton History channel. I need to check that out because that sounds so cool. Like that shows you that they're really, really into what they do. Like they love the history. I wish they taught history in school where I grew up with Sabaton. I'd probably learn so much more. Orden Ogan is a German power metal band. Well, I like German power metal, so I probably can't go bad with that. Mr. Ben Show says Oceano is coming back. I grew up near them. I used to see them play when they were pretty much nothing. Horse the Band is coming back. I'm excited about that. I love that band and not a lot. I Built the Cross I'm not familiar with. I know. He's not going to do it. But while he's here this week, we'll probably do a reaction. Morning whiskey. You guys can drink whiskey. I don't. I actually don't drink if nobody knew that. I used to. A lot. Too much. That's why I don't drink anymore. I'm actually sober. Within Temptation. I've not done that yet. Bloodywood is another band I keep seeing stuff, but there are so many bands I need to listen to that I haven't yet. God. What is that? I don't even know how to say that. Norcator? Norcator? Somebody let me know. Afternoon beers. Like I said, you guys feel free, man. I think my dad's having a beer right now. No coffee at 10 p.m. I think I've had so much caffeine in my life at this point that it doesn't even do anything to me. I'll drink like a pop soda. For those of you that got on me in Discord about saying pop, I call it pop. I could drink one right before bed and I'll be fine. Monster Energy. God, even if they paid me, I don't know if I could do that. That stuff, like I just said, I've drinking a lot of caffeine, but if I have a Monster, it makes me feel like crazy. Smaller bands. So it's interesting that you bring up smaller bands because as this channel grows, I want to do features on bands that are not well known, maybe unsigned bands, stuff like that. Because when I was in an unsigned band, I know how much that means that somebody puts your music out there and stuff like that. And I eventually want to get to a point where I can promote smaller bands on this channel, and that hopefully people would care because let's be honest, a lot of the views I get on this channel are because people want to see their favorite bands and certain bands that they know. So if it gets to a point where people really are watching my videos because they know I'm going to be doing cool stuff, I would love to promote some smaller bands or unsigned bands. Chase, I need to talk to you about that. Chase's band toured with Horse the Band. I have never met those guys, but I've seen them live and they were great. I would like to know how they are. Saxon. Ooh, that would be a good one for Flashback Friday. James asks, who is my favorite band that I've worked with and have I been to the UK? That first question is hard because I've worked for so many great people and I've loved different tours for different reasons. So I really can't pick one, but a few of my favorites were Walk Off the Earth, Faith No More, Pat Benatar, Neil Giraldo, Dustin Lynch. I had a good time on Lifehouse. Great people. And yes, I've been to the UK a few times. Most recently, 2018, I think I was in the UK. I think we did Ireland, Scotland, England, like right in a row too. 3 shows in 3 days. We did Dublin, Glasgow, London, back to back to back. Sunday fun day. Monster Energy midday talks again. God. I've heard of Nevermore, Lucas. I don't think I've ever listened to him though. Firehawk says almost at 15K. Really? Cool. Once I do Epica, I should check out Mayan. Okay. Juliet, fun fact. Born of Osiris, their guitar player Lee grew up a town away from me. I've actually known, not well, we're not like really good friends, but I've known Lee as an acquaintance probably since I was 13, so 20 years. Yeah, Papa Herf. That's why I say pop. I grew up outside Chicago. It's pop. Mariposa, I have no problem with bands singing in a foreign language whatsoever. I actually dig it a lot of the time. I like Rammstein. I like what I've heard from Sepultura and Soulfly when they do it. I like Icebreaker, another German band. I probably just said their name horribly. Alien Weaponry, they sing in Maori. I didn't know that, and that blew my mind when I saw that. I like a lot of foreign language music. Yeah, Sandra, I agree. It's hard. A lot of these smaller bands, man, they live on their tour money, and right now, can't tour. Kane's Offering. I feel like I've heard the name, but I've never listened. Metal Church for Flashback Friday. Ooh, that would be rad. See, that's what's funny. I've heard of so many obscure bands that not a ton of people have heard of, but then there are like huge mainstream bands that I've never listened to. I don't know how that ever happened. Null Positive. Corn in This Moment kind of vibe. Okay, I'd probably dig that. First concert, Sean Bowen asks, the first concert I ever went to. I was 5 years old and I saw Ringo Starr and his all-star band. And then the second concert I ever went to was Meatloaf, and it was amazing. Ask me, I love Spine Shank. Love them. Their first 2 records for me, especially Self-Destructive Pattern. Dude, the first time I ever heard that, I was blown away. Like, I think they're one of the most underappreciated, like, new metal, industrial metal bands. I love Spine Shank. Oh, The Who is happening this week, for sure. I will tell you that now. I'm definitely listening to them. Mastodon. I've seen them live a couple times, actually. Probably some newer stuff I could react to on here that I haven't heard. I've heard of Any Given Day. I have not listened to them. I don't think. I might have heard them in passing. I love Between the Buried and Me. I have not listened to a lot of Beartooth, but I've heard them in passing. I've not heard of The Raven Age. Celtic Frost, or is it pronounced Celtic Frost? It's weird how that word is interchangeable. I know who they are, and I've never really sat down and listened to them either. Annihilator I could do too. 20K and Tank will do some throat singing. So I'm really self-conscious about it, but I have a pretty good growl and a pretty good scream. I was actually thinking about doing a video where I like try and imitate certain people. And I was going to try and imitate Alex Terrible because it would be funny and I couldn't do it. Korpiklani, I think that's how it's pronounced. I have been hearing that name a lot and I love folk metal, so I need to do that. I saw that Dee Schneider is on the new Arion record. I need to check that out. Guys, it's 12:50. I'm going to hang for another 10 minutes because like I said, my dad's in town. I want to hang with all them. Orbit Culture, Webster, I've not listened to the album yet because I want to do first time reactions to the videos. I heard there's like a series of videos, but I cannot wait to listen to that. The last gig I did before COVID. So for the past 5 years, I've been the guitar tech for a country artist in Nashville named Dustin Lynch. 5 years. He's the only person I've worked for in the last 5 years. Our last show was in Las Vegas on March 13th. And we went home and we haven't done anything since, pretty much. Wow, Spine Shank was your first concert at 12? That's crazy. Yeah, I kind of do have to use the restroom if I'm being honest, but I figured, we usually do these about an hour, so I got another 10 minutes in me. Um, ooh, Creator could be fun. I haven't listened to them in a long time. So Angel asks, do you perform on or have a band? I have not been in a band for about 11 or 12 years now, but I was in a band. I played bass for quite a few bands from Chicago. Nobody too big. My last band I was in was called Inept. We're like kind of story of the year sounding, like pop rock. I've never been in any metal bands. People think that, but I haven't. We got signed in Japan and almost signed in the US, but the label we were going to sign with went bankrupt. But we toured a lot. We did a lot of fun tours. But I've not been in a band since I was 21. I've been a roadie since. I have not finished Vikings yet. My wife and I were late on that. I think we're in season 4, Freya, I believe. Sweden has the best metal bands. I mean, I can't really specifically say Sweden because that whole area, man, like all the Nordic countries, they consistently pump out the best music. Henry asks, are there any genres I like but haven't done on the channel? Absolutely. Like, so a lot of my reactions, I go off what you guys want to see. But I also like a lot of different genres. I like a lot of hip hop and a lot of rap. I can listen to country. I don't love country, but I appreciate the musicianship and the songwriting in it. There's not many genres of music I don't like, man. Like if I hear something and I just like it, I'll listen to it. Too familiar with Flyleaf. I've actually been on tours with them. That wouldn't be an authentic reaction. Triumph or Too Soft. I can't say I'm familiar with Triumph. I'm the Dark Girl says she plays clarinet. I played saxophone from the age of 9 to 18, alto and baritone. So Ron, I was going to watch that live Bandmade concert, but it started at 3 a.m. here. And that was the night that I watched Amon Amarth and gave myself a concussion headbanging, and I fell asleep. And I did not get to see it live, and I still have not watched it. I have not been to Norway. Actually, I haven't been to any countries up there. Like I've been to the UK and I've done like Germany, Netherlands, France. I really haven't gone closer to Scandinavia or Eastern Europe much on tour at all. Max says In Flames was first metal show. Yes. In Flames is one of my favorite bands ever. Yeah, Ozfest. Ozfest was my scene. I wasn't a Warp Tour kid growing up. I was Ozfest, Sounds of the Underground, Tattoo the Earth, stuff like that. I've not heard Mark Morton's solo album. And he has Chester on it. I need to check that out. Juliet says Heaven Shall Burn was her first concert. I've never seen them live. I got into them in the early 2000s, I think. I think the first time I heard The Weapon They Fear. I haven't really listened to him much recently, though. Agora? I don't think I've heard of them. I like opera and classical. I grew up in my grandparents' house as a kid. They always had like opera or classical music playing in their house at all times. That's why I'm interested in seeing The Phantom of the Opera by Nightwish, because like I know that music very well. Mariachi Land. I haven't been to Mexico in about a year now. Which Dutch venues? Name a couple. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. It was in Amsterdam. And I've done the same venue a couple times with different bands, but it was definitely in Amsterdam. And I remember it being like right next to a canal, like a bunch of water, because we were joking about if somebody got drunk, they'd probably fall in. I know that probably doesn't help. There's a lot of water there, but I have not been to Portugal or Spain. No, I would love to. Ooh, Tool for a first concert? That would be cool. Rush in 81 was your first show? That would be awesome too. Man, it's interesting. I like Trivium, but I haven't listened to them since like 2007. Like, I actually didn't know they were still going. I think the last time I listened to them was the record that, what was the name of that song? They had a huge song that I loved, and I can't remember what album it was on, but that's the last time I've listened to Trivium, and I know it was over 10 years ago. Melkweg. If that's how you pronounce it, that's it. Melkweg. That's the venue I've been to a few times in Amsterdam. Yeah, no, definitely Melkweg. Avenged Sevenfold for first concert is pretty cool. Max says last two Trivium albums are pure fire. Okay, I need to listen to new Trivium. I haven't in a while. Wait, Nanowar of Steel is Norwegian reggaeton? I need to get on that. Oh, the song is called that. Okay. Oh, thank you. All the way from Iceland. I appreciate that. Joe Satriani, that would be a good one. AC/DC, that would... Haven't seen them live. I'm jealous. Fit for a King, I've listened to a little bit, but I think I've only heard like one or two songs. I need to check them out more. Fit for an Autopsy, same thing. I've only heard a couple songs. Bon Jovi in 88. Van Halen was your first big concert, Angel. That's awesome. I actually toured with Van Halen in 2012 on their reunion tour. Eddie's son, Wolfgang, was playing bass. So technically it wasn't like an original lineup, but David Lee Roth was singing, and it was awesome. And Kool and the Gang was the opener on that. Insane. First concert was Behemoth. That's a heavy first concert. Moto Rocker, Brazilian heavy metal band, AC/DC vibe. Okay, check it out. Wasp. Ooh, we could do that for Flashback Friday. That would be cool. Well, I think this is the first time in a live stream I've ever been caught up with comments. Got a couple more minutes. Striper. I've seen Striper a few times. I've done shows with them. I didn't work for them, but they've been on the same festivals. Like when a long time ago, I worked for a couple Christian rock bands, and Striper did shows with us. Fit for a King did a song with Ryo. Oh, I need to check that out for sure. Jim was at the Forum for the Friends and Family show with Van Halen. I think on the tour I was on, we didn't do the Forum. I think we did Staples Center, if I remember right. Ooh, Venom is a first concert. So it sounds like we're going to be doing Flashback Friday. This could be fun. Oh, Machine Head, Children of Bodom, and Slipknot on the same show. That's, oh, I would pay enormous amounts of money to see that. Kiss Alive too. Oh, that'd be sick. Watch The Last Kingdom after Vikings. Okay. I mean, I'm loving Vikings, so if it's similar. Ooh, Dio for Flashback Friday would be fun too. Thank you very much. So, guys, we're getting towards the end here. It's just about an hour, and I don't want to take up anybody else's time. And I'm going to get back to hanging with family and stuff. So, I'm going to kind of skim the comments, but I'm going to start doing my little send-off here. We're going to wrap this up. Tomorrow on the channel for a first time reaction, I am doing Beyond Creation, which totally blew my mind. If you've never heard of them, you have to come check it out. It is like unreal musicianship. Oh, Glenn, thank you, man. Super cool. Not necessary. Glenn says his first concert was the Big Day. I assume that meant say Big Day Out Festival in Sydney in '92. Wow. Nirvana is the headliner. That's amazing. Kane says, have a damn good day. That's not your line. Hydro, that's the only thing. Chase and I were talking about doing reactions with each other on Friday now too. So we're going to figure something out. I loved doing that with Chase, but I still want to do like a flashback day. Could also do Throwback Thursday. We'll do Throwback Thursday with some old bands, and then Friday can be Tank and Chase Day. So guys, once again, thank you very much for being here. You guys could have been doing anything else right now, but you're here with me, and that's super cool, and I love it. This is an absolute blast. I'm going to keep continuing to do this for as long as possible. I am going to try and get a Patreon and a Subscribe Star up soon for those of you that would like to contribute. It's not a priority for me right now. I just enjoy doing this and I want to get more content out. So, but if I do set those up and you can contribute, that's awesome, because that means I can keep doing this more and more. If you enjoy the content, I might be able to get to a point where I can put it out every single day and just keep doing it and never have to take breaks. So I appreciate each and every single one of you. I love the feedback in the comments and all that stuff. Papa Herf says, see you on Discord. Yes, I'm going to be on Discord for a little bit. If you would like to join Chase and I's Discord server, the link is in my About Me section on my YouTube channel page. All you got to do is click it. You can join. We're in there a lot on the voice channel, the text channel. We talk about anything. It's not just music, sports, video games, movies, posting pictures of our dogs, which I love. So once again, everybody, thank you so much. I love all you guys. This is an absolute blast. I am going to be signing off. But tomorrow again, Beyond Creation. Look for Patreon and Subscribe Star soon. Join the Discord and hang out more. And I will see you very soon. I will be on the live chat tomorrow for Beyond Creation. It is a blast. Thank you guys. This was fun.